And good morning. Happy Friday, guys. We have made it to the end of the week. And get this, it's Memorial Day weekend. So a lot of people are getting geared up for their festivities throughout the next couple of days. You got me, Daphne Gray, today. And you also got our beautiful producer, Rebecca Williams, is in the building. Rebecca, go ahead and show yourself, girl. Hey, that's my girl right there. Okay, y'all, we're going to get this party started because there's a lot of cool stories we got to talk about today. For example, this one right here, I think is very special right here when it's dealing with the dog tags. Anytime we deal with a long lost piece of anything, we want it returned, and this long lost piece of history is returned back to its family of a man who fought for our country in World War II. Got the steps several people involved went through to complete this mission. You guys do not want to miss this special story, especially for all of our veterans out there. I think this is something that can can touch the heartstrings of a lot of families out there
100%.
who's dealt with, a lot of loss, especially when it comes down to our military. But first and foremost, let's get to this right here on the local level. A lot of cool things happening right now. More than 3,000 pounds of recycled plastics now on park benches in Vinton. Get this. Town dedicated one of them along Glade Parkway Greenway yesterday, and the local Daughters of the American Revolution chapter spearheaded the project in partnership with the Precision Fabrics Group and Food Lion.
We just wanted a place for people to rest and relax on the Greenway and to get our name out there and to help the town of Vinton as a community service project.
3 of the benches are already in place while the others will be installed in the near future. I think this was such a cool story because you would never even have thought that, obviously you think of a park bench, you think of something that's sturdy and in place, and this is made up of recycled plastics. That is something that's super cool right there, isn't it, Rebecca?
Yeah, and I mean, just thinking about, all of the pollution that's in our, in our rivers and in our waters, that you can collect that and it can go to doing something really, really nice for the community.
Exactly. So shout out to Vinton being creative with their park benches, utilizing all type of things to keep our environment clean. Okay, so got another cool story coming your way, man. We're turning our passion for sewing into a smile for kids at the hospital, and that was the goal of one organization called Ryan's Case for Smiles. Volunteers came to Tanglewood to assemble, sew, and package the pillowcases yesterday. They donate around 415 pillowcases to Carilion Children's every month so that the kids who have to stay for medical treatment feel a little bit better. And we're told that it makes an impact on the patients, which I can only imagine. Since the group was founded 7 years ago, get this, they've made 26,000 pillowcases, but they're always looking for donations. So if you guys can, let's keep them going, keep their mission up, because these babies, they need that type of love and support. And when you got people who are taking time out of their schedules and stuff to volunteer their efforts and their passion for sewing, like we mentioned, to make something really nice for our community, that's always a blessing right there. Especially when kids are dealing, in the hospital, when they're dealing with some awful circumstances, and to know that somebody out there is caring for them, right?
Oh, yeah. And it's this idea that, maybe there's a little boy that, has to come back to the hospital every so often for something, but he knows that, his nurses and his team know that he loves Spider-Man, and they find a Spider-Man pillowcase to put on his bed, and he feels a little bit safer, and he feels a little bit less scared. And I think that's the least that we can do for these kids.
Definitely. Over in Virginia Tech, they're doing something real cool as well, looking to improve the mental health of the students who are hesitant about therapy with the new self-care resource room. That's the idea behind the Cook Counseling Center Serenity Space, slated to open this fall. The new office is designated to be a holistic area for yoga, meditation, prayer, creative expression, along with individual and group therapy sessions. So I want to know what you guys think about this. It seems like a really cool deal. Like if I had this in college, I would definitely use this room for prayer, especially before finals and all that stuff. I stayed doing my own little to myself prayer to God, about, hopefully I can pass this test, or I can deal with this semester of crazy projects, stuff like that. So this particular room, do you think it would come in handy if you were in college, Rebecca?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I was the kid that, if I got an A-, I thought I failed.
Me,
my
same.
If I got anything lower than a 95, I was so disappointed in myself. And so I think that put a lot of, pressure and, mental strain on, my performance. And so I think having that place that, I'm safe to, maybe I can't get into the counseling center, or I can't, afford to actually talk to someone. I can go in there and just have a space to, process it
Right.
without feeling pressured.
And then it has like a group therapy sessions as well, because, especially for freshmen, I know how much, going to college can be daunting on your mental health, because you're trying to just figure out everything. And that would be a really cool way to make friends, other people who, need that one-on-one time, or that time to just, connect to each other and relate to each other in those circumstances. So shout out to Virginia Tech doing their thing with that project. Super cool right there. Let's get over to Feeding Southwest Virginia, man. They need some help. They're asking for your support. Leaders say that they conducted a virtual donation drive for the Stamp Out Hunger campaign this year because of staffing shortages. Feeding Southwest Virginia staff say that they're extending the drive to May 30th to reach $10,000. They're currently $2,200 short and is asking for the public's help.
I stress to the public, if you can only give us $1, give us $1. We have found generous people no matter what their income is. And a lot of times people have, just a generous heart.
She says that $10,000 provide 30,000 meals to families in 26 county regions. So we all know how much this can help communities, especially, everybody, we always reflect back on COVID and how COVID really rocked a lot of households. And I just remember being in San Antonio, how they would go to the food bank. A lot of families were going to the food bank and the lines would be just wrapped around like multiple times throughout the parking lot. So yeah, any little thing helps. She asked for $1. She says that $1 can really help the situation. So if you guys want to give out or give back, you can find this story on our website at WSLS.com. And again, it makes a difference when it's definitely needed for those households who are struggling right now.
How much are they trying to raise still? It's what, $2,000?
Yeah, a little 2,200, I think it said.
But
Yeah.
if 22 people give $10.
There you go.
It takes 22 people.
Right.
To give $10. That's, one Starbucks coffee. That's
yep, exactly.
one Chipotle burrito. That's, and those are things that, some of us get every single day.
Exactly.
If I worked the day shift, I would be drained because I would go to Starbucks every single day.
Yes.
So if I think, okay, that's just one of those coffees I would take, and, so it doesn't take much.
Right.
It just takes one person to change the world.
Exactly. So you guys give what you can. Let's go ahead and make it happen for the food bank or Feeding Southwest Virginia. Moving on, man, we got Botetourt County being recognized right now. The Botetourt County Fire and EMS once again recognized for the Breaking Barriers program. This week, the department received the National Achievement Award for the Girls Fire Camp. The first of its kind event was held last June, giving dozens of students a chance to see female firefighters and paramedics in action. The camp was meant to inspire more women to join the male-dominated field while also honoring the legacy of a fallen fire captain. So, yes, I love projects like this because, again, sometimes you live in a world full of stereotypes, and a lot of people just automatically assume that first responders, law enforcement, that goes straight to the dudes, and this is not taking anything from them whatsoever because we have a lot of awesome men out there in the field. But again, we got a lot of awesome women as well who are breaking those barriers and shaking it up and inspiring the younger population that, hey, look, you can do this too. You can save a life just as easily. You can pick up this water hose, you can do all this good stuff. So I think this program is a pretty productive one in the community.
Yeah, it's exciting to see that, these young girls can, see spaces and say, I can be there.
Yep.
I can exist in that space. And it makes me really excited for the future, to have communities doing this and having communities investing in their younger people. It makes me think that this world's going in a really good direction.
Exactly. Now, we had something that I think is super special to my heart, and I know this is something special to your heart as well, Rebecca, being engaged to a veteran. Cross-country run for the wall, honoring those who paid the ultimate sacrifice for our country. It says that around 250 motorcycle riding veterans passed through our area on their way to D.C. yesterday. And this is what it looked like, obviously. You got it in Bedford County as they made a stop in Montville Elementary. Says that the veteran biker group made a stop for a lunch at the school. It's a decades-long tradition that started when the bikers spotted the kids waving at them on their ride. And the group makes trips every year to the Vietnam Veterans Memorial and honors the memory of people killed in action.
I don't know how to explain it. It's if you've done it, you know it. And until you've done the trip and you've experienced it, you can't explain it.
So veterans say that they are grateful to be hosted year after year our veterans aren't thanked enough, in my opinion. You know, they've put their lives on the line so that we can be here today, do these different projects like the morning sprint, and be able to talk to people. You know, just be able to enjoy the freedoms of life. And it's because of the work that they put in, whatever mission that they've been on, that we're able to just, you know, enjoy life the way we have it today. You know, I just think things like this and raising awareness about, you know, the war life, and again, at least showing respect to those who have passed on. I think that's just a big, huge deal. And for you, Rebecca, like, how does it, when you see stories like this, what do you think of? Because you are literally connected to a veteran.
Yes, and I'm very thankful for my veteran and all other veterans. It truly, I mean, before meeting Philip, I had family members that were in the military, but they were out by the time that I was able to understand what that meant.
Yeah.
And so Philip was really the first person that I had that, you know, my life was tied to the military, like my personal life. And so ever since meeting Philip and, you know, hearing his stories and really like understanding his heart for service and his reason for serving, anytime I see a veteran in, you know, in one of the hats, the, you know, veteran hats, I always, even if they are across the parking lot, I go out of my way to shake their hand and say thank you.
Yes.
And it really is just one of, like, it is truly beautiful to see, you know, because most of those people, they don't want the recognition.
Right, exactly.
That's not why they wear their memorabilia. That's not why they, you know, share those things. They're not asking you to thank them. They're not, but they deserve it nonetheless.
Exactly.
And the awe and, you know, sometimes shock that I see on veterans' faces whenever I thank them, is equally as, like, humbling as it is disappointing, because they shouldn't be shocked that I'm thankful.
Exactly.
But yeah, I thank a veteran today, thank a veteran this weekend, and take a few moments to sit and remember why you're able to go out on your boat, why you're able to grill that hamburger, why you're able to live in a world that is completely and utterly free. And you can say what you want, you can believe what you want, but those people die for you nonetheless.
Exactly. They died for you so that you can have those free beliefs and differences and stuff like that. So shout out to Rebecca over there speaking facts, girl. I love it. Okay, so we're moving on. Yeah, girl. So let's get to this weather. A lot of people have been really looking closely at the forecast, and our meteorologists have been warning us about how soggy this weekend is going to be. But nevertheless, it's not, you know, time to say I don't want to spend time with my family. If anything, get in the house and do something. But regardless of the matter, today is perfect. The meteorologist Marshall Downing is here to tell us about, you know, these next few days.
Hello everyone, this is meteorologist Marshall Downing, and today we stay pretty nice and dry. There's a little breeze in the afternoon, and that's about it. Get to the 70s for most of our highs today. After that, it's going to be pretty consistently soggy for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. You do have some time Saturday morning before the rain comes, but once it arrives at around 3 p.m. in the Carolina border, then we're stuck with the rain all the way through Monday. After that, we'll dry out with a lot of warmer air to come for the middle of next week.
All right, Marshall, thank you so much. Moving on to some cute stories that we got. One of them coming out of Milwaukee County, their zoo. They got them.
Love this one.
I know they got them a little bitty camel, and that's a girl. Says that she is about 88 pounds at her first neonatal exam. That's literally the size of Bo. Bo is like, he's pushing 90 right now. But look at
her
him.
little knobbly knees.
I know.
Looks like me when I was a little like elementary school kid.
There you go. So she's bonding well with her mother, AJ, and is getting to know her father, Stan, through a mesh fence. Says the two adults have 3 male offsprings already, but this is their first daughter. So this is my first time seeing a baby camel. I've never seen a baby camel before. Have you?
Yeah, I've seen them.
Have you really?
Yeah, we have a really great like sanctuary zoo in St. Louis. And so a lot of the animals are animals that couldn't have survived outside the wild.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, there was a baby camel born in captivity.
Look at that.
At our zoo.
Do they fall out just like how the giraffes?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that though. That's not really what I'm hoping to talk about today.
I'm just trying to say, like, this, I don't know. Either way.
It's a long way down, and it takes them. Oh, look at her little, like, so elegant, all tucked under. But yeah, okay. Do you know why camels have humps?
For the water, right?
I don't think they actually store water in the humps.
Really? So what is it then?
I don't know, but if there is a zoologist or someone watching us right now, or later. Please comment.
Yes.
Please drop in the comments below why camels have humps. I need to know.
I'm telling you, I think it is the water,
And
man.
what's the difference between, like, is it a 1-hump camel and a 2-hump camel?
I think the 2-hump camels are the dudes.
I don't know. But I need to know.
Yeah, please don't judge us by our lack thereof knowledge about camels.
I know that I have a Google machine and I can ask Google, but I want to trust you guys. I want you guys to tell me what's going on.
Yeah, so don't be just making up stuff either.
Yeah, no, don't lie to me. I trust you.
That's their lunch boxes on the back of their bodies. Either way, okay, yeah, so that's pretty interesting right there. Shout out to the little baby camel making its way around. Moving on, this is the video that we kind of teased earlier. And again, back to our veterans, back to our people who fought for our country. Anytime we lose something, it's always you want to get it back, and anytime you have a family member who is a part of something very special, you want to make sure you hold those memories dear and near to your heart. Since a mystery is solved and lost a treasure returned to a family in Orange County, a woman found the dog tags of World War II Marine Corps veteran Amos Yount when going through her father's things, and she knew that he would want them returned to the veterans family. With a little investigation, the Virginia National Guard tracked down Yount's son and namesake and handed over a piece of family history. So check this out.
Mr. Yount, I'm happy to present to you your father's dog tag.
It's good. Fight for your country,
Yount says that his father fought in the Pacific Theater and was only one of 5 men in his battalion who returned home. He says that he's thankful a piece of his father's legacy was found, and for those who helped, bring him back home. That is just, that's deep right there, in my opinion. Anytime, and hey, Rebecca, you were specifically talking about dog tags and all that stuff, and obviously you're connected to, veterans and all that good stuff. That's just, it's a very important, sacred piece to always have.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Especially from your family members.
Yeah, so I have, so Philip has his dog tags still. They're a lot newer, but yeah, he has his, and then, he has his grandfathers who fought in Vietnam and Korea, and it's kind of one of those things where, he has this family collection of all of the men and women in his life that have served and that, came before him, and that he now can add his dog tags to that memorabilia. He can join that group of selfless, service-hearted people.
So man, shout out to them, and shout out to that woman for returning them, because I know it meant a lot to that family.
Yes, that was one of the things that really captured me about this story, was that this woman was going through her father's things, and he the story, what wasn't mentioned in the script is that that father would just go to yard sales and just buy stuff, and buy memorabilia and things, and when she was going through his stuff, she was like, my dad would have really wanted this to go back to the family.
Yes.
Love it.
Well, if you guys are going out on the lake today for the Memorial Day festivities, Brittany Weir, obviously, she's not here today, but she's been out and about. I think she's at Claytor Lake right now, right? She joins us right now with some boat safety tips. Brittany, take it away.
Good morning, guys. I am not with you on the sprint because we have been out here on Claytor Lake getting everybody ready for a busy Memorial Day weekend. We know it's going to be a busy one for boating and for swimming. So we just want to remind you guys of some safety tips before we do that. And so I've been out here with Virginia Wildlife Department telling us all morning long about what things to keep in mind. So the first thing is, if you are planning on boating, is make sure that you have taken that boater safety class. This is a requirement for anyone who is driving the boat. And once you take it once, it is good to go for the rest of your time. So just one class and then you are good. Also, you want to remember to always have your life vest on. Everyone on the boat should have a life vest. This is very important. The Virginia Department of Wildlife wants to make sure that that is something that everyone is keeping top of mind this holiday weekend. Also, they know everyone wants to have fun. You want to have a good time, but they do please recommend that there is no alcohol on the lake. They want to make sure that there is always a sober driver. That is a requirement, and they will be checking this. They expect a very busy weekend, so they're going to have a full staff out there checking boats, checking swimmers, making sure everyone's just, having fun, but also staying safe. And there is a full link available for you on our website if you want to take that boater safety class, or if you need any of the information. Also, if you guys are planning on going out to the lake, or you have some fun Memorial Day plans, let us know what those are in the comment section below, and Jasmine will get those to Jaffney at the end of the morning sprint. But I'm going to leave you guys with a look at the lake so you can see what I'm looking at. If I can get it here to flip, give me one second. just doesn't want to flip, but that's okay. But have fun in the rest of the morning sprint with Japhanie, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your morning.
All right, Britt, thanks so much for that. She's been out there all morning long with our photographer, Noah. So, yeah, pay attention to those tips. She's going to try to give you everything that you need to be safe this weekend. Before we get to Jazzy Jazz, I do want to give a beautiful shout out to one of our producers. You guys know Rebecca Williams on the Morning Sprint, but we also have another morning producer. Her name is Angela Saxon, or Angie. We call her Angie. This is our sister from another mister. This is her actual last day. She produced her last morning show here with WSLS, and I tell you, I can't say how much we're going to miss her. Like it's just an understatement because she is such a hardworking, passionate, always not going with the motions. She's just the person who is always pushing herself to be better, and she's done that over her course of time here, and that's all of our group picture together. But Angie, you're a special young woman, and I'm so excited about your next chapter. I know, Rebecca, you work closely with Angie every morning, coming in the dark, the pitch dark of the night.
So Angie usually came in 2 hours before me at 11, and I would always come in and be like, Angie, I'm sorry I overslept. Angie, I'm sorry that this. And she's like, no, I'm not worried about you. She's like, and so but she was always supportive. She always understood. We supported each other so well.
Yeah.
Sometimes having two producers on one show is a little difficult. You try not to step on each other's toes, but Angie always welcomed, any input that I had, and, she always asked me questions, and so we worked so well together as a team, and then really grew together as friends, not only co-workers.
Right.
And so losing Angie is a really sore spot, but it's also, a bittersweet moment because I'm so glad that she is going on to find, what she really feels called to do.
Definitely. So, Angie, we love you to death. I can't say it enough. We're going to celebrate you some more this evening. And like I said, we're excited about your next chapter, especially Jazzy Jazz. So keep that up while we bring Jazzy Jazz in. Hey, Jazz, can you hear me?
Hey, yeah, I can hear you. Good morning.
Yes, girl. So this is your bestie that's rolling.
Yeah, it's definitely really hard to see, but I'm honestly happy for her and just happy for her in this new journey that she's embarking on. And yeah, I just really wish nothing but the best because she's been super supportive and just instrumental in my growth here as well.
Definitely. And you guys, and Angie, something else is deep about her. She's helped our mental health out a lot. She's so calm and so cool and collected. And that has even been an impact to you, right, Jazz?
Yeah, absolutely. Because whenever breaking news strikes, Angie's always that person that you can rely on and just know that we can lean on her for support when tragedy strikes or when anything crazy hits the fan. Because when breaking news strikes, it can be very anxiety-inducing. So it is really important to maintain that calm and collected demeanor. And that's something that Angie definitely has. Anytime breaking news strikes, not only is she just completely put together, but she's always willing to jump in and make calls and help in any way that she can.
Definitely.
She's a producer, but she's even offered to help me up on web. So she's always willing to go above and beyond, and that will definitely be missed in the newsroom and beyond.
Definitely, and that's very indicative of just who she is as a person as well. So if you guys could send her the best wishes in the comments section, if she goes back and watches this later on, just send her some good blessings. Like I said, we're gonna love her, miss her to death. We love her to death, and we are very, very excited about that next chapter in her life. So, Jazz, do we have any comments or anything today?
No comments today, but you can leave a comment by just heading to our website, checking under the live stream, and you can see it right there.
Perfecto. Okay, girlie. Well, you got a fun Memorial Day weekend ahead, right?
Yeah, me and the family are hitting the lake at Fifth Mountain Lake, so that should be super fun. I'm really excited for that.
Well, you make sure you guys stay safe, enjoy your holiday, girlie, and thank you so much for being awesome sauce, okay?
You too.
Have a blessed one.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right, before we roll out, guys, let's get to the headlines. Give you what you got to know. Coming up on 10 News at noon, I will be there. Again, Alyssa is still enjoying her beautiful, beautiful honeymoon as she deserves. Coming up, there is a high number of violent crimes across the area, which is why people in the Hill City are fed up. Created a crime coalition in Lynchburg to stop gun violence, and yesterday was their first meeting of Taking Back Our Streets Community Coalition. What all they discussed coming up. Plus, we got new details this morning on a Florida man who was caught trespassing with an AK-47 at a school in Fairfax County. Before Tuesday, authorities say that 32-year-old Eric Sando told a witness that he was making his way to a nearby CIA. You can hear what all happened and how he was ultimately taken into custody. And then at the 9th annual Gauntlet Award ceremony showcase was yesterday. Travis and Mandy Hudley, congratulations to you guys. They're from Martinsville. They were declared the winner and received cash and in-kind prizes to make their business dreams come true. You can hear from them and online and in our later newscast as well. So yeah, a lot of fun stories coming up your way. But for right now, that does it for us today on the Morning Sprint. We pray that you guys have a fun and blessed and safe Memorial Day weekend. Enjoy your time, and we'll see you guys back here on Monday at 8 o'clock on WSLS.com.